On June 25, 2020, the German financial watchdog froze the accounts of Wirecard, unveiling a phantom fortune of Euros 1.9 billion that simply did not exist. In the span of a single breath, the world watched a fintech titan, once celebrated as the poster child of Europe's digital banking revolution, crumble into a scandal that would reverberate through markets, regulators, and the very trust investors place in numbers. Wirecard began in 1999 as a modest payment processor for online merchants, riding the early wave of e-commerce. By the early 2010s, it had transformed itself into a global player, boasting a presence in more than 24 countries and a market capitalization that peaked at over Euros 24 billion. Its sleek logo, aggressive acquisitions, and a charismatic CEO, Markus Braun, turned the company into a darling of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Analysts praised its cash-free model, whereby merchants paid with cards, and Wirecard collected fees without ever holding the cash, claiming it as proof of a disruptive, asset-light future. Yet beneath the polished press releases lay a series of red flags that many chose to overlook. As early as 2008, whistleblowers warned of irregularities in the company's accounting, pointing to dubious transactions in the Asian subsidiary Wirecard Asia. The German newspaper Der Spiegel published a damning exposé in 2015, alleging that the firm had fabricated contracts and inflated revenue through round-tripping deals. Auditors from Ernst & Young repeatedly cleared the books, but each audit raised new questions. Why did a company that claimed to handle billions in cash never produce a single bank statement for its Asian operations? Why did regulators in Singapore, where Wirecard claimed to hold the missing Euros 1.9 billion, refuse to confirm the existence of such accounts? The facade held until the winter of 2019. Short-seller research firm Viceroy Research released a detailed report alleging that Wirecard's Asian subsidiaries were a fictional financial empire, and that the Euros 1.9 billion supposedly held in trustee accounts in the Philippines was a phantom. The company's share price plummeted, but Braun and his inner circle dismissed the allegations as unfounded attacks. In a bold move, they commissioned a forensic audit, which, in a shocking twist, was abandoned by EY after refusing to sign off on the numbers. On June 18, 2020, Wirecard's CFO, Jan Marsalek, vanished from the public eye, and a week later, the German banking regulator BaFin ordered a freeze of the company's assets. The trial that followed became a theater of modern corporate crime. In September 2020, Markus Braun was arrested on charges of fraud, embezzlement, and false accounting. Jan Marsalek, the mastermind behind the alleged partner ecosystem in Asia, disappeared entirely, later believed to have fled to Russia. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence: forged contracts, fabricated invoices, and internal emails that detailed the deliberate creation of fictitious customers to pad revenue figures. Former employees testified that senior managers pressured them to adjust figures, promising bonuses tied to impossible growth targets. The courtroom drama unfolded over months, drawing worldwide attention. In March 2021, the Munich Regional Court delivered its verdict. Braun was found guilty on multiple counts of aggravated breach of trust, fraud, and false statements, receiving a 7-year prison sentence with 3 years suspended pending restitution. Several other executives, including former CFOs and board members, received shorter sentences ranging from 2 to 5 years. The judge described the scheme as one of the most elaborate frauds in German corporate history, noting that the perpetrators had systematically deceived auditors, regulators, and investors for over a decade. The aftermath reshaped the European financial landscape. Investors who had poured billions into Wirecard faced staggering losses. The company's former shares, once a staple of the DAX index, were erased, leaving pension funds and retail investors with empty portfolios. In response, BaFin underwent a radical overhaul, appointing new leadership and introducing stricter oversight mechanisms for fintech firms. The European Securities and Markets Authority, ESMA, accelerated the implementation of the Markets in Financial Instruments Directive Roman II, MiFID Roman II, reforms, emphasizing transparency in cash handling and custodial arrangements. Beyond regulatory reforms, the scandal sparked a cultural reckoning within the financial industry. Auditing giants revisited their methodologies, placing greater emphasis on forensic techniques and skepticism toward management narratives. Whistleblower protections in Germany were bolstered, offering stronger legal shields and financial incentives for insiders willing to expose malfeasance. Meanwhile, the disappearance of Jan Marsalek became a cautionary tale of the challenges in tracking digital lira fugitives, prompting calls for enhanced international cooperation in cybercrime investigations. Wirecard's rise and fall serve as a stark reminder that numbers, no matter how polished, can be manipulated when ambition outpaces integrity. The ghost Euros 1.9 billion that haunted balance sheets for years illustrates how a single unchecked claim can cascade into a global crisis, eroding confidence in markets that thrive on trust. As investors and regulators continue to navigate an increasingly complex fintech ecosystem, the lessons of Wirecard echo louder than ever. Diligence, transparency, and accountability are not optional. They are the very foundations upon which modern finance stands. Subscribe to The Verdict for more stories like this.